Hello, future millionaires. This is Aztec, and this is the CSC. Lately, I've been on a tear trying to find you guys projects that have not become extremely big yet. The reason why is because it's extremely important to get ahead of the curve, get into these projects before they become big. Now, nothing I'm going to talk about today is investment advice, but of course, these things are general knowledge. Now, today I do want to talk about persistence. This is a project that was introduced to me by LDA, but as always, I only cover projects that I truly believe in. And after a lot of extensive research, I've come to the conclusion that they are definitely a project that I'm interested in. They're on my radar, guys. So I'm not the only one that is also looking at this project. There's some very big names in crypto. There's huge investment funds, and we're going to go ahead and talk about that today because these guys also have their eyes on this project. It's a very professional, very organized project. The team is amazing, really great people to have met and talked to. So we'll go ahead and talk about the project. Of course, I'll kind of give you a general overview of what it's about. We'll go over one of the important parts of the white paper, and of course I just try to breeze through all of this and make it easy. We'll talk about some of the investors and people that are looking into persistence, and just some of the articles that are out there for persistence. So basically, I do want to say, as always, you want to go ahead and keep track of these projects. I like to do this by following them directly. So if you want to follow persistence, they have a Twitter handle here at persistence1, and you can go ahead and keep up to date with all of their news and updates. They have a lot coming. I can't talk about some of the things that are coming in the near future, but they're really big, they're really exciting, and they're going to benefit many different ecosystems and communities that are out in the cryptosphere. So definitely I would say follow this project. Even if you don't know a lot about them, you'll want to stay tuned. Not financial advice today. This is just me trying to give you guys a heads up on a project that I find very bullish. So let's go ahead and get into just the general idea of what this project is. Now, the site says protocol powering institutional decentralized finance. So I think it's very interesting because right from the start, it's powering institutional decentralized finance. It says persistence bridges DeFi and traditional finance by facilitating borrowing of crypto assets using real-world assets as collateral. So as you guys know, if you're in the DeFi space, you should be trying to find projects that are unique, that have something that can make them very useful in the real world or even in the crypto sphere, but generally like a uniqueness that sets them apart from other projects. So here you can already see there's many different points that sets them apart from other projects, especially like all the DeFi projects that I'm interested in. For instance, I made a video about DeFi and how it's not dead. It doesn't matter what a lot of other people are saying, not financial advice, but based off the data that I'm looking at. Again, my last video, go ahead and take a look. You can see that DeFi is just growing, and that it still has a huge foothold in the crypto world, and it's really just going to probably exponentially grow in the coming years. So basically, for instance, we see a lot here that this project specifically has going for it. At least from a category and uniqueness standpoint already. Now, the features that they have here, they say asset tokenization. Tokenize real-world assets using NFTs to bring them on-chain into DeFi ecosystems. 2, asset exchange. Cross-chain exchange of crypto and real-world assets NFT marketplaces. So this is interesting because something that is important right now is like interoperability. In this case, cross-chain exchange. So this is a project that is going to be taking on some very big feats, but I believe that they can do it based off them being tied to the Cosmos ecosystem. And this is very interesting, just cross-chain exchange. Liquidity aggregation. So invest/lend to a variety of diversified real-world assets backed by stablecoin liquidity pools. So this is also interesting because they're bringing in real-world assets. Aave recently explained that they're going to bring, I believe, like mortgages and basically real-world assets into DeFi. Here on this case, this is a different take on this. But it's very important because I think that when you're capturing, traditional finance and categories and bringing them into our, crypto sphere, you're creating more and newer opportunities for, everyone. So this is awesome to see. They have some really amazing features and things that they want to take on. Now they have several products. I think we can go ahead and start from the beginning here. So it says, the Persistence technology stack consists of products facilitating the end-to-end journey of the borrowing of crypto assets using real-world assets as collateral by removing all the complexities of using public blockchains. Persistence products enable seamless institutional adoption while catering to crypto native users. So, as a crypto native user, retail, however you want to say it, you're going to be able to also join in this process. It's not just for institutional, but it's bridging these two sides together. So their technology stack kind of starts off here with the Persistence chain, and it says is a natively interoperable chain facilitating auditable and verifiable logging of information. And we'll get into this in a little bit, but essentially, that's the base here. And then you have the Persistence SDK comprises the building blocks or modules for asset tokenization, decentralized exchange of assets, and crypto financing against real-world assets as collateral. So, we'll just kind of go through this real quickly. The Persistence dApp is crypto user-facing application enabling liquidity aggregation for crypto investors or lenders. So this is how, if you're interested in the future, that you would be able to take part of, the entire Persistence project. And then also it says the Comdex dApp is an institutional user-facing application providing end-to-end commodities trade solution, trade discovery, trade settlement, and trade financing. So this is actually something that's already in use and is already trading millions of dollars a year. So they're basically bridging this institutional dApp with what they're going to create, which is the Persistence dApp, and basically create a new very unique category. So it shows their use case here on the site. It talks about the transition of volumes, the trading organization, institutional trades on Comdex already. So I would definitely recommend you taking a look at the site for more information. I do want to also alert you guys that they are working with the Inter NFT group, which is consisting of lending interoperable projects and protocols building interchain standards for non-fungible tokens, NFTs, and metadata. This open collaboration was initiated by the Interchain Foundation, that's a very big foundation, and is being facilitated by Persistence One together with XIO. So this is actually really remarkable, and you can find out more here if you click that. And then they also already have many validators, and there's some really big validators here already securing their network. You have Stakefish here. I guess these are ones that I know of. HashCork, that's another one, and many more. But they already have validators going. and they have many backers, which we'll get into soon. This is really important because you want to see, what's the different types of smart money that is looking at the project. So they have their highlights and where they've been featured. They've been on CoinDesk, Cointelegraph, Yahoo Finance, Chain News. So some really big news agencies. So basically, that's the site in a nutshell, at least from the about side of it. But I do want to go over their project roadmap. This is huge. You also want to know, where is the project going? And in the near future, you have, let's go ahead and kind of scroll up here. So you have Q4. This is kind of where we're at in 2020. They're going to have a token generation event. So obviously, there's public sales, there's all these kind of things surrounding this. So there's a lot of things that you can get into in the near future. They also have this stake drop campaign that's coming. So we'll get into that in a second as well. But of course, they also have their mainnet launch for their DApp, Comdex, the NFT module, spec implementation with multiple chains, so you have some interoperability here, and integration with CosmWasm. Now, basically, there's a lot more, and I would definitely recommend looking at this roadmap because it's pretty extensive and it goes into, where they've been, because you can see if we scroll back, they've been here since Q2 of 2019, working and building. So, they've been around for a while, and a lot of the larger portions of this project are going to come into fruition very soon. So, if you're alerted to this beforehand, it can help you, get into this if you're interested in it, if you find that this is something that you would like to invest in. Not financial advice, just saying this is something I'm bullish on. So we're going to look at their white paper real quick, and I'm just trying to breeze through all the different portions. Now, I'll go ahead and create little timestamps throughout this video so that if you're kind of just trying to skip through and get to the main points, or if you want to skip over something that you're not interested in, you'll be able to do that. But anyways, section 7 here, case study for Comdex. This is actually very important to me. So it really made me very bullish on the project reading over this, and it says Comdex is a decentralized high seas physical commodity trading and trade financing application that covers the end-to-end trade life cycle, from onboarding of traders, trading organizations, to trade settlement and financing. Comdex is commodity agnostic and can facilitate trading of metals, grains, livestock, energy products, etc. This is something that's existing already. That's going to be, bridged together with what Persistence is creating next. So it says Comdex runs on an app-specific chain secured by a distributed set of validators running institutional-grade architecture. Comdex was built from the ground up using Persistence SDK modules. Key activities during the trade journey with the value added by the Persistence stack is as follows. So they have their onboarding process here. So for instance, it says onboarding of trading organizations and traders with relevant compliance checks through API integrations with real-world KYC, AML, and background check platforms. Trader access rights in terms of ability to initiate, execute trades, permissioning for types of commodity, size of trades, etc., are granted by the trading organization with all transactions logged on the chain. So it's in this type of case where you're bridging traditional world with DeFi and retail and all this, there has to be some aspects of it, at least at this point, that are going to be rooted in the traditional world, where there's going to be verification processes set in place so that everyone is safe and that no one's taken advantage of. So it's very important that I see this here in their onboarding process. Now, going forward, it says Persistence value add. So they also give to each point, what Persistence is doing specifically, and it says Persistence value add. Creation of immutable audit trail leads to cost saving in case of internal or external dispute resolution. A note, majority of commodity trading by SME traders happens via synchronous modes of communication where creation of audit trail can be complex. So that's their value add. Now their asset tokenization, document fingerprinting to capture all the unique metadata pertaining to document and tokenizing it using the Inter NFT module. So, they're basically going to make sure that whatever is being tokenized as an NFT is going to have, some very formal, security in place for everyone, so that they can make sure that, these things are legitimate. And, obviously Persistence says that the creation of document provenance tokenization for easy trading and usage of assets as collateral for fulfilling financial needs, that's their value add there. DEX, you already know what that is, so to kind of, save your guys' time, we won't go over that. Trade settlement, so basically it shows here that they do this trustless cross-border instant settlement along with deposit, redemption, and fiat through regional fiat gateways. And Persistence adds, Persistence validators create a trustless environment by coming to consensus on real-world banking transactions transmitted to validators through open bank APIs. This ensures proof of solvency, prevention of fractional reserve banking, and mitigation of any malicious activity by Comdex platforms. So, part of bridging it together, again, they're making sure everyone's safe. And lastly here, for the white paper, I know that sometimes when I go over a white paper and I'm reading, people kind of glaze over, but this is all really important. This is explaining, why this is extremely relevant and why it will be extremely relevant for the future. Lastly, it says trade financing. So aggregation of institutional and DeFi liquidity to supply financing to traders and businesses, creation of trader reputation, credit worthiness to optimize access to financing. So basically Persistence value add will be to provide fundamentally new ways to access financing through crypto native stakeholders, creation of trader businesses, reputations over time to improve ability to obtain financing from existing institutional investors. So, basically you're able to also add to the liquidity as a crypto native user. So this is awesome. There's going to be many different aspects that the average person is going to be able to take part in, and also be bridged through DeFi to the traditional finance world. So this is very, very interesting to me because alongside crypto being your own bank, you're also being able to be in this decentralized finance revolution, and be part of lending and work directly with the institutional side of the world. So this is extremely exciting for me to see. Now there's some really big influential Twitter people or crypto YouTubers and or personalities that are already looking at Persistence, and this might actually go by the wayside for many cases because people are seeing a project that they're not familiar with. They see some big guy talking about it, and they just kind of bypass it because they want to look for projects that they're already invested in or interested in. But I don't do that. I like to look at what these guys are talking about because a lot of these guys, they have connections. They're able to find projects early on. So almost like when you're following smart money, like hedge funds and things like that, seeing who they're invested in, I like to look at these large crypto personalities. For instance, like Brad here, he has a following of 13.1k followers on Twitter, and he's saying this model is part of what I was talking about. DeFi and NFTs are going to open book so much of what has been hidden in traditional finance. That hiding has caused epic problems economically, and this can open the door. This is great to see. And he's basically talking, he's retweeting this Persistence tweet that says, Persistence raises $3.7 million from industry heavyweights to bridge traditional finance and DeFi via NFTs. Our mission to bring real-world assets to DeFi has attracted the support of a plethora of industry heavyweights. So essentially, we're going to go ahead and just take a look at some of these heavyweights before we talk about some of the other big crypto personalities that are also looking at this project. So this is a blog that was posted by Persistence directly, and they're talking about the the heavyweights that have already invested in them, and I've highlighted this here. So these are some big names. It shows our mission has attracted the support of a plethora of industry VC heavyweights, including Arrington XRP Capital. Now that is a very huge player here in the crypto space, so that is awesome. Lunex Ventures, Golden Gate Ventures, IOSG Ventures, Spark Digital Capital, definitely heard of them. Woodstock Fund, they're huge in India. Encrypt, which is the crypto arm of First Principles VC. You have Genesis Block, Hong Kong. You have Moonrock Capital, NGC Ventures, AU21 Capital, and Amplified Capital. Now, I don't know, all of these VCs, but I'm sure some of these are a lot bigger than I even know. But some of the ones that I've listed here, like Arrington XRP Capital, Lunex Ventures, Golden Gate Ventures, Spark Digital Capital, Woodstock, these are ones that I'm actually aware of, and they are big players. And obviously, they've put in a pretty good amount in investing in this idea, in this project. So this is very interesting to me. So moving forward, we go ahead and take a look at Lark. Now, Lark is someone that I highly respect. He's a YouTuber, crypto YouTuber. He has a very big following on Twitter as well, 62.7K followers on Twitter. And I'm not bringing up these names to basically speculate on their thoughts or how much they really believe in the project. It's more that the project is on these guys' radar, and that's interesting to me. So he is bringing to light, he's saying, attention all crypto stakers, Persistence is running a stake drop campaign on popular networks like Polkadot, Kava, XTZ, Matic, and Atom. So obviously, if you're a staker in any of these ecosystems, you can benefit from a stake drop, which basically Persistence is saying that they're going to introduce Persistence stake drop, where 1 million XPRT tokens are going to be up for grabs. So essentially, I'll link this down below so you can read more into it, get more data on this and how you can be a part of it. But you guys know I'm really big on the Matic ecosystem, and I'm a staker of Matic, so this is something I'm interested in because before the public sale, you can actually get your hands on XPRT tokens by being a part of this stake drop just for staking Matic. And there's a lot more details, so definitely follow Persistence1. So that's at Persistence1 on Twitter, and you can get more details on this stake drop. If you're someone that follows my channel, you're probably interested in Matic, staking Matic in some cases. And there's many other big projects that you're maybe staking and have a lot of friends in the Matic community that are staking, like Tezos and have Kava and buying DOT, and they're probably already staking these things. Atom is also Cosmos's token, so staking token. So that's something that is very interesting to see, that all these communities can benefit from this. So definitely look at this, but in general also it's awesome to see Lark. I think he's posted a couple things about Persistence, so it's interesting to see that Persistence is on his radar. And lastly, we're going to kind of just finish this up by talking about this, I believe it's CoinDesk. It's a CoinDesk article, and in this article it does show that Cosmos India, a persistence-driven community, is playing a key role in Cosmos gaining traction in India. Interoperable blockchains have strong appeal in India. The Cosmos India community has grown to over 1K participants in less than 9 months. And I won't go through the article entirely, or really go through, just because it's a very large article. But it is interesting to see CoinDesk is talking about persistence. Persistence is mentioned in this article. So there's a lot of eyes on persistence. I find this very interesting, and just looking at the site, it's very clean. The project is very organized. The team that I've actually met, I've spoken to, is extremely brilliant. They've come from some of the top schools, I believe, in India. And another thing about teams that I really look for, which really impressed me about the Matic team, is that not only are you brilliant in that you can create new technology, but also that you can communicate with the community on a high level, and also bring things down to a more like layman's type way, because that's extremely important. If you can't break it down, break down what you're trying to do, the communication between retail and your project, sometimes it doesn't go very well. And you can have the best technology, but if you can't explain it or market it properly, then you can have issues. But this team really can break down things. They're very accessible. They're on their Telegram. The team actually is on their Telegram, so you can access this site, and towards the bottom you can look at their official channels, and you can add their Telegram, and you can even access like their Medium here, their Twitter, all from this site. But they have their community chat and their announcements channel on Telegram, but they're accessible there also, and you'd be able to see and ask them questions. But anyways, guys, I hope you found this interesting. I'm very interested in this project. Probably more to come about it. At some point, I want to be an investor in this project. This is just my take, and it's not financial advice. But please at least keep this on your radar and take a look at this project, because it's very early for this project, and this can be a very interesting play. If they can capture and do all the things that they want to do, which they're already doing a large portion of this, but there are a couple things that need to be established, created, and done. And from my understanding, they're very capable, and even some very big players in the crypto space that I'm not going to name drop have actually told me that they find that the team really has the capability to do what they're saying. So it's definitely just overall a very interesting project. So I hope you found this interesting, and never give up on the future of money. Take it easy, guys.